Hello, hello. We are live once more with Terra Nullius. We're back from our break, and it is time to have a conversation with Yxunomei, the Infernal Butcher. That'll go well, I promise. So, what happens is you guys get led through this base, right? So you get led into here. There's just a bunch of weird stuff that you don't really know how to handle exactly. There's like a statue of a dragon and a statue of a bunch of other people here. If you keep going, there's a whole bunch of yuan tea over here that look like magic users of various sorts. There's obviously a bunch of magical like sigils and tables and like filled with magical alchemical stuff. And if you keep going, let's see. Basically, you just end up going through a big chapel where they do weird rituals, probably. There's a bloodstained altar. You see two giant yuan tea multi-headed beings. They don't attack you because X is there. You just keep going. Pass a bunch of yuan tea.
Is this everybody we would have fought if we snuck in there?
Yeah.
Thanks for the tour.
No problem. Whole bunch of yuan tea that just pass you by. And then go ahead and copy you to another map. So at one point, before I take you to this map, at one point, you, what's it called? You pass by, you go through a bunch of different rooms, right? So there's like an extended complex beyond this. And as you're passing by, you hear giggling. It seems like several of these rooms are filled with various people having sex. You don't open the doors, I assume, so doesn't happen. But there's obviously sexy things happening in various rooms here. Things get more and more blood themed as you continue on. And then there comes a moment where you hear from one of the rooms, you hear some guy basically say, please come a little closer. It's some other probably sexually inappropriate thing. I couldn't think of anything off the top of my head that was not sexually, he said some sort of, again, thing that just come to me, let's have sex, that sort of thing. I don't know. I don't want to try to think of something is basically my point, right? They say something seductive.
I just love the fact that you're going into it enough.
I don't know.
But then
yeah.
You know what?
You'll understand.
I'm not going to say the joke I was about to say.
I was trying to think of something that would be relevant to the situation that's about to happen. That would tip you. That would be no. That would give you a foreshadowing of what's going to happen.
You want to talk about? Hold on, Caleb. You want to talk about foreshadowing? You want to talk about relevant? What episode number are we on?
Oh, fair.
I was refraining myself from
fair.
saying that joke.
I mean, we all knew.
That joke is so 2 weeks ago.
I know. It's just really bad.
The thing is, though, you recognize the voice. You recognize the voice of this male. It's Toheel.
Oh, God.
Oh!
I hate that man.
Of course it's Toheel.
Whoa. I'm going to kill... Well, I don't even know how bad he is, right? I didn't get high enough insight.
No, I don't...
We literally have no idea that he's this creepy for the most part. I even defended him to Mickey. Mickey was like, he's creepy. And I'm like, so what? Who cares if he was looking at my butt?
Mm-hmm. Yep. He's obviously having sex with some yuan tea woman in there.
Look, he is appeased. Leave it alone. Just let him die in the big fight.
Everyone walks by and it's just
I whisper it to X. I'm like, is that Toheel that's in there?
Yes, I believe that is his name. He found his way here and Well, I tried some experiments on him and nothing panned out, so I figured I'd let him stay and enjoy himself.
Okay, let's keep going.
Yep. That happens.
So, Caleb, this is the X-rated episode.
Yes, hey, all the doors are closed. You don't see anything. So, you guys get to...
So it's just the PG-13 rated episode.
Yeah. I mean, this entire show has been at least that. Let's be real. Oh, goodness. I'm coughing.
No. There aren't any coffins here. This isn't...
It's blood-themed, not death-themed.
Yeah.
They don't want to kill you. They just want you to bleed. It's kind of like me. So, you end up coming to this giant throne, right? There's literal rivers of blood.
Atsumay's like, so this is what she keeps on doing.
Exactly, right? Like, you asked that before, and I was like, yeah, don't just wait, buddy.
I'm pretty sure there are hymns about this place.
Yeah, and so she goes up onto her throne, this like teenage girl, and then she transforms into what she actually looks like.
Medusa.
Basically,
lots of
giant
arms.
snake lady with 6 arms and like a bunch of snakes for hair. Yeah. And she says, "Now that we've retired, we can discuss our pact."
I see why you want to turn back into a human.
Oh!
Did you actually say that?
No.
Okay, I was gonna say that would tick her off.
I mean, if anything,
You
Ryan would be
ugly.
like, why would you want to turn back into a human if this is your true form with 6 arms? How useful.
So many tacos at the same time.
She still only has one mouth, Seth.
Yeah,
I know.
but you go.
Feed the,
think.
feed the snake.
Yeah, no. Ari got lucky with this first encounter, but she's not going to speak much right now. You guys got this.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's just kind of like at this point, like, so we kept your people here. What information do you have to offer us to help against Maziel?
Her left foot is ticklish.
Say that one more time. Sorry.
She asked for info.
Yeah.
Yeah, like what?
No,
What do you know?
Yeah, now that we're in a private place.
Yeah, so I mean, she asks, I know many things, especially about the Seven Serpents and our mother. What would you like to know? Ask your questions, Raya.
You spoke of weaknesses?
I don't mean kill your mama.
Yes. It turns out that when you're lovers with most of the serpents, you learn a few things.
That's incest. That's naughty.
Again, most of them aren't actual siblings.
So what did you
Most of
learn?
them?
Jeez Louise.
I mean, like she's like, I know a lot of things. Like, what do you want to know? Like, give me
These-
What are
Yes.
her weaknesses?
we can-
about who?
Maziel.
Maziel. Okay.
Maziel,
how do we
Shiva,
track
Jade
down Knock
Skirt.
How do we track down Knock
Yeah, I
Knight?
mean that would be the other way to go, right? It's Knock Knight or Maziel are the two people obviously you'd ask about. Weaknesses of Maziel, he says, or she says, well, he is very devoted to our mother. He was the most devoted, after all. When we were all changed, he reveled in it, while the rest of us shrinked back. So I think most of the others found their way to enjoying it in their own fashion after time, but I never did.
So he's a mama's boy.
I mean, honestly, yes. And I guess she tells you he has always desired the form of the serpent. Not the serpent, the form of the dragon. The void dragon, specifically. I know of his recent ascension. I do have ears out in the world, despite being isolated here. And I know that it was caused by void dragons. That is something he has been seeking for quite a while, and it is unfortunate that that dragon friend of yours caused that genocide to happen finally. He will come at you with the power of void dragons. And so, void dragons is what you must plan to fight. Right? And so she's basically saying, like, he ate a bunch of void dragons. Like, he is a void dragon now. Like, that's kind of what you need to focus on, is like, what are the weaknesses of void dragons? And let me just find oh yeah, buckets of void dragon. They don't have any like vulnerabilities in terms of damage types. They're resistant to cold, immune to being charmed or frightened. I think Maziel himself, I can probably actually bring up just his character sheet. She can probably just tell you some stuff about his character sheet.
So he's resistant to cold, can't be charmed or frightened.
So let's see. Wow, he has a lot of stuff going on. Let's see. Let me. Someone just make a luck save for me. I'm just curious, like, how much she actually does know.
Freck.
Why did you do it? No.
He said to do it.
So she'll
He
know
said
a few.
someone. We didn't establish who it was going to be yet.
She'll know a few things, but she won't know
20.
everything. So Maziel, the Feaster of Worlds, is a spirit dragon. He's like a weird spirit void dragon thing. He has an immutable form. He's immune to any spell or effect that would alter its form. Let's see. All of his weapon attacks are magical. That's probably an obvious conclusion. He has a feature called Of the Void. The serpent doesn't require air, food, drink, or sleep, and it always exists on the ethereal plane in addition to the plane it is on.
Wait, just slow down for a second. I'm right.
Yeah, I'm going to read this next one.
So he always exists on the ethereal plane?
That's actually good to know, because
Mm-hmm.
I do have a spell that I thought about that I have prepared randomly that would affect it.
Let's see. She knows that he is resistant to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magical weapons, like most monsters at this level are. He is immune to cold. Also, same immune to charmed and frightened. But she is guessing that he has more damage immunities and condition immunities, but she can't like specify any further. But yeah, he is immune to at least cold damage.
Immune. I wrote down resistance, so.
Yeah, I mean that is what a void dragon is, but he takes it one step further. So, and I guess something else about maybe his like personality and temperament, right? So he is obviously. I think what X tells you basically is like, okay, so from my vantage point, this is probably what's going to happen. If Maziel finds She the Jade Skirt's body, he's going to awaken him with his power, and She the Jade Skirt is going to wake up, find out how much of a disarray everything is in, and then she's just going to eat Maziel, right? And that will instantly bring her back up to like full potential. She will no longer be like sleepy or damaged or whatever, right? She'll be back to her full self. And Maziel honestly would maybe let it happen, right? She's like, when I was his lover, like he talked about her all the time. So like he's very devoted. So like it's unlikely that you would get him, like obviously one possible tactic would be to like talk to Maziel and be like, listen, she's just going to eat you when you wake her up. But it's entirely possible from X's viewpoint that he would just be like, yeah, duh, that's my plan all along. Like I'm going to give myself to her in this, like she's going to eat me and she'll come back. Like that's my plan all along. She's like, that might actually be what he's planning. He's very devoted to her and her mission. Do you have any other specific questions you want to ask about Maziel?
Well, how could we destroy the body?
Destroy the body of She the J Skirt?
Yeah.
I mean, she looks at you and she looks at Darius and she says, I don't know. How do you kill a god?
Wow, shade.
I mean,
Yeah,
technically,
make
how
them
did they?
commit suicide?
I mean, I would know that too.
Yeah. I mean, you know gods can be killed. Gods can be killed by other gods.
I mean, how were the people who, when they killed me, were they gods when they killed me, or?
Yes. Oh, no. Actually, you're right.
So
Yeah.
I would know. How did they kill me?
That's true. Yeah, no, Otavai, you'd be like, wait a second, I know this.
I know very well how you kill a god.
Yeah, good question. Let's see.
But he's not dead.
He made...
I was still killed.
Well, you were killed and put in the ring.
Mm-hmm. Well, because I had the ring, probably. And
Oh,
so by
right,
being
exactly.
killed
You
while
had the ring
with
on.
having
Yeah,
the
that makes
ring,
sense. Yep.
I went into the ring.
Yep.
That's how it works.
I'm just trying to think. Let's see. He didn't
Break
have
up the life energy into something else and put it in something else. It's kind of what happened with Darius.
Yeah, that's true. He didn't have the orb when he killed Atabai, when Xyunomei killed Atabai. I remember the vision you guys had of like that whole sequence was basically he and Xyunomei got trapped in some sort of like Champions Challenge, like one-on-one duel, probably like with a magical circle involved. And
Well, I think it was the beans, wasn't it? I thought he put up the
might
beans.
be right about that. Let me see if I have any notes on that.
If that's
Thought
the
that's
case,
what
we
it
know a
was.
certain someone who has fruit from that tree. She would gladly kill a god. She would revel in it.
Let's see. Notes about killing Atabai. I don't know if I have anything more written down here. Obviously, they went to his domain, attacked him. They had the fire mask at that point, but I don't know if that was mainly to like birth the Genasi race. Yeah, honestly, it's a really good question. Do you have any ideas, Seth? How did they kill you? Like, obviously, they were like 20th level adventurers at that point, so it might have just been through force of might. But
I mean, we could go stereotypical if they had something to bind me down and kind of like bind my. Might sound weird, but bind my mortality. Since, as we've established, these are all demigods, like lesser gods. So they're not actual gods; they've just kind of ascended. So maybe what they did was they found some way to kind of, in a sense, like if we imagine like as a hierarchy, literally like drag me down to more of a mortal state.
yeah,
What that means, I don't know. I'm literally just making stuff up. But
yeah, I mean, I don't think Atabai would know a lot of the details. He would maybe know the general stuff. So yeah, maybe that's what you just know. It's basically they found some way to like. I'm trying to think of like a good analogy. It's like they demoted you temporarily somehow.
yeah.
And maybe it was like they like kind of separated you from the aspect, right? They fought the personality known as Atabai instead of the god of death in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow, and I don't know
sense.
how they figured that out. Maybe, honestly, it might have been a She the Jade Skirt thing. It might have been like trickery magic that she pulled off.
Could it have anything to do with like? So Darius was kind of the god of death for a brief moment.
Yeah.
But
Interim
the reason
god of death.
but the reason why he like lost eligibility and everything was because he did something that he wasn't supposed to do in that role.
Mhm.
So could it be that when you do something that is contrary to the role, there's this vulnerability?
That's a fair point. Yeah, it might have been Atabai win against. You know what it probably was actually. So the gods of death are supposed to be neutral. I think Atabai at the end there was basically evil, right? I think his alignment had been like he obviously isn't now, but like I think that's probably what happened, because he was using the Hellcats to like terrorize the basin, and so maybe they found out that like, yeah, he's not like following the aspect known as death. Like the aspect of death like makes them true neutral. If he's trying to stray from that, like that's a weakness, a vulnerability we can exploit. So, going off of that information, she the Jade Skirt has an aspect. She's a goddess. Let me double check what she is the goddess of. Because I know, right, like Xbalanque was the god of death. Quetzalcoatl was the god of life. Yumcox was the goddess of nature. Yeah, what was she the
Kill her by giving her an iPhone.
Oh, that's not what I want. Gods of Earth. Here we go. Let's find out. I feel like she was like the goddess of magic. Or something along those lines.
So just get an anti-magic field. Plain and simple.
No. Nice try.
I mean, it's not that simple.
I'm just double checking what else I have written down here. It would either be she's the goddess of magic and or trickery.
She's not Loki.
I mean, she's not, obviously, but let me just real quick do a quick Aztec deity search just to see if I can find, because it's been so long since I've made these gods that I feel like I might have based her off of one of these. Aztec deities, Aztec goddesses. Oh, I don't want this to names. Oh, hey, I found her. First try. She had the Jade Skirt. Yeah. Oh, she's the Aztec deity of waters, rivers, sea, storms, streams, storms, and baptism. She's also associated with fertility and the patroness of childbirth. So that's the actual she had the Jade Skirt. I forgot this was an actual goddess that I took the name from. Let's see. Oh yeah, she's often associated with serpents, as most Aztec water deities are. Oh wow, there's so much in this description that I forgot was like actually a part of this story. Since it's been so long. Yeah, so I think she is probably the goddess of water. But I don't know.
And that makes sense. She flooded a whole continent.
Oh, that's true. She did. You're right.
I think that makes sense.
Yeah, because I was just trying to think of like the actual, like, oh, she's in the mythology a goddess of a bunch of different things. I'm just trying to think of like what actual aspect she has, and it would either be water or fertility. The thing is, I'm kind of interested in fertility because it's like she birthed an entire race by like bringing, right?
Well, my thought was if it was going to be fertility, if it was going to be water, we just have to make her really thirsty.
Also, ¿por qué no las dos?
True, water is seen as
I
life.
feel like
in some
water
ways.
could make sense too, because it's the opposite of fire for fire genasi. Like, I don't know.
That's fair. Yeah. Okay. I mean, the thing is, like, you guys know the cosmology, but you don't know her part in the cosmology, so you don't actually know what aspect she has. So you know what she is traditionally the goddess of. X, I don't know if she's sure herself. I think she says she might have 2, which is like a rare thing, and would mean that she's very powerful. I think probably what. Okay, you know what I think X reveals if you guys are having this conversation. I think she says,
Right back.
Okay, what do you say? Oh,
He's gonna be our.
I think like she basically says, yeah, I think she was like originally the goddess of water, and then she somehow gained another one. She gained like goddess of fertility as well. X is not sure when that happened. It might have been when she caused the cycle, like when she did the thing and used the orb. But yeah, it sounds like she might have 2. So yeah, and so Quetzalcoatl, right, is traditionally the god of life or whatever, but I think his is more towards like health, right? Like that sort of variation of that rather than like giving birth or like new life.
So how do you recommend we stop Mazayol? Do we find the body? Do we just kill him? What do you think we should do?
Yeah, she says, have you been talking with Knock Knight, our elder brother?
No, we hear he's guarding the body, though. We had some of our other explorers actually run in with him.
Interesting. Yes, Knock Knight is who you're going to have to get through to get her body. He's rather possessive of it, though. I think he's in love with her. He never really paid me much attention. Even when we were lovers.
He's in love with his mother? That's a little weird.
I mean, again, she's not really his mother, but in a metaphorical sense.
I'm just like, all right. Yeah. So, an interesting report came to us, though. They couldn't kill him. Why is that?
Us Seven Serpents eat things to become what we are. He has eaten death, and thus it has no hold over him.
So he's immortal?
As far as I know, yes. I believe
so he ate Darius.
I believe his soul is bound to the demiplane that he holds her body on. You would have to destroy the plane itself for him to go away.
If we destroy the plane, would it get rid of her body?
If you found a way, goddess or god of death, she turns to you.
God of death.
Right. She smirks at that. Like she knew that you were gonna say that, and she said that specifically so that you would be ticked off by it.
Oh, she knew and called me a pet. Oh exactly. My gosh.
Yeah. And basically she says, I don't even remember what I was saying anymore. What was I saying? Oh, I forgot.
Soul tied to the demiplane can't be killed. Asked
if we destroy the demiplane, will we destroy her also?
Yes. And so he says, if you could find a way to destroy an entire demiplane, then yes, god of death, you would destroy her. But that's a bigger problem. It has wards. It's not defenseless. Even someone who was transcendent would have difficulty breaching it, let alone destroying it.
So what if we
destroyed it brought up the idea of
destroying by putting it somewhere else?
Like where?
I mean, this is Jordan saying this.
Right. Okay.
It's just a Patrick joke.
Well, I'm kind of serious. Like,
what if we just put it in another cycle?
What if we put it in a portable hole and then put that portable hole in another portable hole and turn them inside out? I was actually thinking, what if we put it in another cycle?
What if we just ask it to destroy itself?
What if we got Knock Knight to eat life? How would that work? Would that reverse it?
It would depend on what he ate.
The cereal, life.
She says, I feel like at this point you would have to have him eat the aspect itself, or someone who has held the aspect.
Wait, no, that was nature.
If he ate, I'm going to tell you this right now in canon. If you got Nocturnite to consume the Isle of Solemn Graves, that might do it, because the Isle of Solemn Graves is basically at this point the charred body of Quetzalcoatl, the god of life.
Right, the flesh tunnels.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if he ate Ketz's
Right.
body.
Uh,
I don't know how
What
you
if he
convince him
ate-
of that, though.
what if he ate an apple?
Oh, certainly. Yeah.
Oh my gosh! We need to meet up with.
Because I mean, he would be immortal at that point, but he's not immune to death.
That's the thing. It would be a different type of immortality. It would cancel
Right.
out. It would. I think you're right. And then some. I think this is just Ari instinctively knowing how magic works. Sometimes I think you just realize that you're just like, yeah. I think if I got him to eat one of those, like that would be bad for him.
But then how does any of that prevent the whole Sheath the Jade skirt
You could
thing?
kill him then. I think is the idea that they're saying.
Yeah.
And then we could kill the body. Problem is, don't know how to get to him. Don't know how to get him to eat an apple.
You just shove it in his mouth.
So we like kill him, quote unquote, shove it in his mouth, like make him do the chewing.
Then res him.
I don't think that'll work.
And he's eating.
Can we somehow like magic the apple to make it look like it's something else that he would actually consume, like it's a powerful person?
I mean, but why would he take something from us that
Yeah.
like?
What
it
if
Hello,
we-
Snow White. I am an evil witch in the woods. Eat this apple.
What if we kill Mazayol?
Raya's just like,
Yeah.
listen, we're just gonna kill Mazio. But this is the thing. I think one thing you have learned though, right, is if X is right, that means Knock Knight also might want She the Jade Skirt to come back, because if
Right.
he's in love with her.
Yeah.
So like he'd be like, yeah, Mazayol, you can sacrifice yourself to bring her back.
But the thing is,
that
like,
sounds great.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is though, he has like some sort of reason why he hasn't just let Maz. Because if Knock Knight wanted to, he could just literally bring the demi-plane to Maziel and say, "There you go," but he hasn't. So.
Right. So I think we're like thinking about that. We're like, so why hasn't he then like done that? Why do you think he hasn't done that?
What happens when two men go after the same woman? They're not going to help each other, certainly. Knock Knight wants to be the one to awaken her.
And how do you think he proposes to do that? Clearly, he hasn't done anything in a couple 100 years.
Yes, because he hasn't ascended far enough. But something has happened recently that might bring him to the edge. And she looks at Darius. You caused an apocalypse. He's been training some of them as his successors, but he's been eating most of them. And he's been finding quite a lot. Knock Knight has almost reached that point. I feel like your problem is now two-pronged. One of them is going to awaken her. Unless you can somehow kill both of them or get them to turn on each other, which I suppose might be a possibility.
Well, I feel like we can't have them turn on each other, because if they turn on each other and fight each other, one of them will lose and then the other one will eat them and be way too powerful.
That is probably true.
So I don't think getting them in the same place would be a good idea for us.
Yeah, so she says, what else could I help you with, question-wise, that might help you peel back the layers of this problem?
Could you tell us where the blessed sister is?
Nahuatl?
Yes.
I mean, you already know where she is. She's in the Burning Sanctum.
Oh, so why is that my goal?
What's your goal?
We'll track down.
Yeah,
and
you have to get to her.
You have to actually
Yeah.
get to
Okay.
her.
Well, I figured track
Teleport
down.
there, but, like, that's
yeah. You scryed on her and you know where she is.
Okay, never mind then. Never mind. I wouldn't have asked that then.
Do we know exactly where Maziel and Knock Knight are?
Maziel, you know. Maziel has a fortress in the mountains up to the north of here. Knock Knight, again, he is a, traveling demiplane, so not so much.
Does she possibly know, some of the hot spots Knock Knight likes to hang out at when he brings his demiplane?
Yeah, I mean, she obviously knows about the one at Ottobi's temple that the side story characters went to, but he's unlikely to put it there again, given what happened. Let's see, she probably would know another spot, wouldn't she? Yeah.
Also, his weaknesses would be good to know.
Right. So she kind of, I mean, she has already kind of told you all of that, everything you know. Okay, guys, in canon, he's a lich. That's what it is. Right. So everything lich related is, but apparently his phylactery is the entire demiplane. So
that's fun.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that when you mentioned that though, Ari, when you're like, well, where else would he put it? She thinks about that for a second and she says,
Ari. It's
did
Raya.
I say Raya?
You said Ari.
Who asked about it?
Me.
Okay. I literally thought Alyssa asked about it, so sorry. For some reason. Yeah, so she kind of like thinks about it and she says, well, once upon a time, he brought it here. And she kind of looks mischievously at you guys and she says, I wonder if I could bring him here.
Ooh.
Now, if I did do this for you, I would need something more in return. That is a very heavy risk that I would be taking. But I was always a risk-taking girl.
What is it you seek? I got a coupon to make
I could write a really nice IOU note.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what she would actually care about.
I'll give you a favor coupon. Redeem this coupon for a favor.
Yeah. I mean, she obviously like wants to be human again. So like, if Ari, you already basically like said like, hey, I'll try to like make you guys back. So it'd have to be something beyond that. I guess she'd be like, you have to personally, personally introduce me to this Lord Navarro and use every resource in your power to get him to take me as his wife.
He's already has a wife.
It's not.
He can take another.
He's not great with women.
He's a Christian, so I don't think that's going to go over well with him.
I've betted many Christian men who had wives.
Look, I'm kind of just like, I don't think this is a very hard ask. I feel like we could do this.
But yeah, I mean, Ari, you're like,
I mean, she's just like, well, Toy did start that rumor, so I guess it wouldn't be totally out of the question.
But yeah, basically, she's just like, listen, like, if I'm going to be part of this new world, like, as a human, like, I need to have a position. Like, I need to have, like, an actual position.
Sure, we will try our best to get Navarro to bed you.
Excellent.
I honestly think it's the other way around, but...
Right, yeah. So... yeah, I mean, she says, when would you want me to bring him here?
Guys, do we need to do his stuff before Maziel? I don't know. Like,
well, the thing is, as of now, currently, we could take care of this as soon as possible and secure the body. Because if we do this, we can essentially guard Sheev the Jade Skirt's body, which in a sense kind of takes care of Maziel.
Can we not destroy it?
As of right now, the only idea you have is to somehow separate her from the aspect, but you don't know how to do that if she's like unconscious.
Yeah.
The thing is, if the demiplane is here, Maziel has to go through a lot to get here. It might not be a lot for him, but it's better than nothing.
So one, I think, thought you maybe have about like actually like getting rid of She of the Jade Skirt is apparently if she wakes up, she'll be weakened, right? And she'll need some sort of food source to like become more powerful again. If and no matter what, like opening up the tomb is gonna awaken her. Like at this point, she's gonna wait. Like if you mess with it at all, that's what's gonna happen. You can't like open it and then just kill her in her sleep. That's not obviously not gonna work. But I mean, the option would be a possibility is you just say, all right, we're opening the tomb, Miggy, and then God fight, right? And then hope that he as like a new god is still powerful enough to take her in her weakened
That's
state.
a lot to put on Miggy.
It totally is, but he has been making a cool god weapon.
We do know another god, too.
They could also ask Miggy.
Wait, what other god do you know?
Actually,
Camazotz. You know Camazotz.
Who's the god of nature?
Yumcox, yeah.
Yumcox. We know her too.
Yeah, but I mean, she
like...
yeeted off with Mira's body somewhere, right?
I mean, I'm not saying that it would be difficult. I'm just saying we do know another one, and I know where her body is.
It's true.
Well, I could say, we have a god that, I mean, so like.
But think about it. I could say, hey, I will trade you your body for your help in destroying She of the Jade Skirt.
I mean, Ottabai, you could call in some god contacts, certainly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, hey, I have your body.
So keep in mind, I mean, I've been tallying every single ally you've gained, right, through this whole thing, and that's going to come into play at the like final battle here. So yes, getting Yumcox on your side is going to bump up the victory points. So,
Yeah, that would be better than trying to give her She of the Jade Skirt's body.
I mean, so she still has it. Like, she's not dead.
I think, the downfall to bringing him here before killing Maziel, right? Maziel doesn't know where he is right now.
Yeah.
But if we bring him here, there's a good chance that he's going to be like, there it is. Let's go. And then he's just going to run right through these puny humans.
Exactly. I think that's a good instinct, Ari. Like, bringing her, like, waking her up at all is probably going to immediately, like, Maziel's going to be like, ho, ho, ho. Like, here we go. It's here. And, like, get a pinpoint. You're going to drop a pin for him.
That's why I kind of agree with Emily here that maybe it would be a better idea
to kill Maziel.
First. That at least gets rid of one of the sources. Then we can worry about.
Why it's just like, I have a goal, guys.
Which, I mean, like,
I'm gonna level up
it
to
sounds
level
nice.
20 if we kill Maziel.
It sounds nice in theory to be like, yeah, let's get rid of the body first, because then that kind of takes care of Maziel. But then, like,
I'm not even
what
saying
then is
get
to
rid of the
prevent
body.
him from then just like eating a bunch of other things, and then he becomes.
I mean, let's step back from the game for a second to talk about this as players. Let's be real. The moment you do any of these, I was gonna say the moment you do any of these things, the dominoes will start falling.
Yeah.
Right.
Here's was my thought. My thought wasn't even to destroy the body. My thought was get Knock Knight here, get rid of him. Then we at least have the body secured. Then we can take care of Maziel.
Yes.
My idea.
Mm-hmm.
My idea wasn't to destroy the body. My idea is, because here's my thought. If we get rid of Maziel first, that's still great. But Knock Knight is with the body. And as soon as he gets there, he has the body. He can do it whenever he wants.
I mean, again, that's the thing. Like, is if either one you choose, the other the other Seven Serpent is probably going to barge in on it. No matter what, right? If you bring Knock Knight here, Maziel's probably going to find out and he's going to storm the place. If you just attack Maziel, Knock Knight will probably decide that's the best time to wake up She of the Jade Skirt, and it will happen anyway, right? Like, I think that's your guess on the situation is like it's going to happen.
Pretty much, no matter, it's really just a matter of preference of where we want it to happen.
Who do you want to fight first in the first several rounds of combat?
Okay.
I'd say Knock Knight. As as we know from the previous encounters, knocked Knight down pretty quickly. He just
went
keeps
down
coming
quickly,
back.
but he also came back quickly. That's
Yes,
the problem.
but we know someone with an apple of life.
Right, but who's just like, how are we gonna get him to eat this apple?
Here we go.
Shove in his mouth.
That's not gonna work, Seth.
Come on.
This is my
I mean,
thought.
unless like she can seduce him and be like, "Oh, here's this apple."
We could totally do that.
Caleb, what is
the issue is he's been obsessing over She of the Jade Skirt for a ridiculous. Like, if you could somehow find a way for X to illusion herself to pretend like she's She of the Jade Skirt, that might work.
Oh my god, I have disguised self, but I have no clue what she looks like.
Yeah, I mean, also though, he probably has True Sight or something like that. Go ahead,
Probably,
Jordan.
Well, I was gonna say if there was some way that we could just disguise the apple itself to to make the apple look like something that he actually would want to consume, like a person that was really powerful or something.
It would probably have to be like an undead something or other.
Yeah. So like if we could, or heck, if we stuffed the apple in a zombie.
I mean, yep.
As
I
dumb as that
suppose.
is, it could honestly work.
Like-
It's like putting a child's medicine in Jello.
Yeah. So do you guys remember that there was like that one zombie back in the temple in the side story that was like just trapped in that cage? I think he ended up dying, but if he was still alive, it would be so funny if you guys just went back there, grabbed this random like tabaxi zombie, and then just like shoved the apple and just like, hey, here you go.
Oh no, here's what we do. Get the body of a former god, put the apple in that.
You're so right.
He's
oh my
gonna want
gosh.
to eat it.
Okay, Atabai, you have a brilliant plan. Well, this is the thing. Atabai doesn't know about the fruit.
He doesn't. No, he doesn't.
Yeah, there's no way he could come to that conclusion. But if Atabai knew, he would be like, we could get the body, have her eat it.
Well,
It would probably honestly bring her back to life in some weird way.
Here's my question, because here's the thing, and I talked about this earlier. How long has it been canonically in time since oh my gosh, Adeline got the apple? Because she was going to talk to
like yesterday.
She was going to talk to the one guy about what it is, and if she could find that out, I imagine she would tell people what she found.
Well, also, that's true, but also I was going to say, Ari might be able to be like, oh, I'm just going to go to the tree and pluck another one.
Well, I mean, so...
But she's
I
not.
don't know if she would, I don't know how much she would tell X about the apple, but at this point, the idea comes to her mind, oh my god, if I fed this guy an apple, we could kill him. She would tell the party about it at that point. She'd be like, So
here's the thing. I have the literal tree of life.
And here's my question then. Would there have been enough time for Adeline to find out just what this apple was?
Let's say sure.
Okay. Would Navarro have messaged Raya to tell them what they found?
Probably. Sure. Let's just say right now, Raya, maybe Ari, you say that, right? You're like, so I have this tree of life. And then Raya, you get a message from Navarro that basically just says, so apparently Adeline found a fruit from this magical tree, and apparently it will give her immortality and maybe make her into a demigod. Is this?
I'm trying to keep it away from her. She seems to want to eat it.
Exactly. Is this of interest to you?
I just would reply, yes, do not let her eat it under any circumstance.
Adeline's like,
have an interested party here.
Here's the thing.
And I say wink, wink, and then I, give a wink and Xyunomei.
Here's the thing. Adeline has teleport, but she has no clue where this place is actually. So never mind. And she's very reluctant to use teleport after what happened yesterday.
But you can do it, Adeline. I believe in you.
But also, we're not doing this right now because before we're fighting anything, we got to go get Nahuatl.
We got to go get the sister.
We have things to do. That's what I'm saying. It's I think we should have a plan of doing a couple things, teleporting back here because now we have something from here, so we can teleport back here easily. Bring a Knock Knight to this place. Have all of our army just start traveling up here to meet us here. So by the time we're done with all of our errands, we have our little army here.
Yeah.
We go
I mean,
get.
that's like 15 days.
I know.
That's too much time, right? Like the clock is ticking at this point.
I know. How many people have teleport? What wizards and stuff do we have there? And
Adeline,
You have Lucian, who did transport a significant amount of people.
yeah. So
Adeline can use teleport once a day.
If Raya, so is the plan to basically just be like, everyone is coming here. and
that's what I
this-
feel like would be the best plan. Is we know we can get back here instantly, as long as Ari has a charge. We
I
need.
think
we
the
have
problem
places
with
to
that
go
though
first.
is that if we bring everybody here, Knock Knife's not going to come, right? I mean, he's going to know that a bunch of people are here,
Would he?
probably, right?
Yeah,
I don't
yeah. That might be a risk. You're not sure what Knock Knight's capabilities are, but that is a possibility.
Here's the thing.
But like,
I
would
think
he notice
Darius-
if people teleported inside the place when there's already a whole village that's here?
Can I?
Also true.
There's already hundreds of people.
Here's the other thing. We don't have to meet here necessarily. We
how-
just need people with teleport to have an object from this area, and then we can immediately teleport in.
Yes, but the issue is if you're going to try to get an army involved in this, you need time, at least more than a day of time to do that,
Yeah, that's
right?
true.
Go ahead, Jordan.
Has I don't remember if Darius has shared about like the middle of the night time frozen experience with Knock Knight that he had.
Wait, what?
Oh, yes, you did have that,
Oh,
didn't
that
you?
sounds vaguely familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can share that if you want.
Yeah, I think I bring that up as a just a little taste of what he's capable of.
Yeah, so remember that night you had guys had really bad dreams? Well,
Yeah, he was there.
So by the way, I've actually met Knock Knight.
Continue.
I don't remember the exchange. It's been like
I mean,
little-
basically, he just asked you a bunch of cryptic questions. He
Yeah.
hinted at knowing a bunch of things about you that you didn't know at that point. Like he knew about Toadi's betrayal. He knew about you being from another cycle. And so he was like dancing around those things.
Oh yeah, because we had Toity at that point.
It was right before you went to Arendira's place.
Yeah.
And basically, he was just asking, like, what's your plan? Like, what are you guys doing? Like, I'm curious.
Yeah. So I probably just kind of explained how. I mean, kind of the whole encounter.
Yeah.
He asked a lot of questions. Seemed curious about what we were up to. It was just before we stormed Erendira's palace.
And
He
then,
seems-
Darius, you remember a thing that he said at one point, where you asked him, because he showed up as a Spaniard, right? And you asked him, whoa, what is this from? And he's like, you know Xyunomei, the famous explorer? Yeah, this is his brother. At that moment, it was probably like, oh yeah, he just got his body. But no, like, he is Xyunomei's brother. Like, that's who he is.
So who's Xyunomei?
Darius. No, I'm kidding.
It's probably
Good question.
Mazael.
Wait a second. No. Caleb,
What? Just say it.
do I?
Just guess.
The caretaker?
No.
Oh,
No.
I tried.
Caretaker was a Genasi.
Well,
Oh,
yes, but
is it Isaac?
No, Isaac. So the funny thing about Isaac is, remember, he came after all of this.
Right.
He was from another cycle. He was a traveler, right? Because that's why he randomly just showed up. But he and remember, there was a whole thing where like the Genasi at that point were very like mistrusting of people from across the sea already, but he like convinced them that he was a good guy. And then he like finally broke their trust, and then it was like, nope, people from across the sea are the worst. We hate all of them. But yeah, Isaac was not one of the original.
Got it.
He just happened to be a traveler. But yes, Isaac was a traveler.
I'm trying to think if there's anybody else that it could have been. that like if we've met the person. I mean, it's not super important.
So
no, I'm just
I said at one
curious.
point that Tapayaksi and I think Mazayol are actually brothers, like real brothers. But I don't. Neither of them are Garanay. Like obviously, Knock Knight is the brother of Garanay. It's possible Garanay just died because he obviously didn't end up being one of the Seven Serpents. If that's the case, it wasn't Zanzadal. So yeah, you don't know.
Who was the guy that had the sword that Darius now has?
Oh, one Hunapu, also
Yeah.
a Genasi. He's not Garanay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. No, I just wanted
Yeah,
to remember
yeah,
who
yeah.
it was.
Okay, so we're gonna try to transport
Knock Knight here.
Knock Knight here, get our people here in the next couple days.
And then you're gonna go to Nahuatli and try to recruit her.
Right.
And break a curse, possibly.
Right. Yeah.
Hopefully not before the fight. Maybe we just need one real blessing.
Yeah. So I mean, is the plan to take the other members of the Cult of the Dying Flame with you to go get Nahuatli?
I mean, probably. I don't see why we wouldn't.
Makes sense.
The only reason why we wouldn't is then we have to make an extra stop before going there.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I mean, but I have.
Yeah, you could just go. Like, I mean, if time is on, if there's a clock here.
That's what
I
I'm
think-
saying. It's like that would be.
I think it would all depend on if I, in the past, have actually succeeded in breaking the curse or not.
Well, I mean, let's do that as the last thing we do here. Let's do that scene, and then we'll know what the next thing is. Then.
Okay.
So Ari and Darius, what do you try? You know what I think it is actually? I think Ari is going to try to like juice up Darius's atonement or ceremony. Sorry, a ceremony with soul magic. Right? I think Darius is going to try to cast the spell ceremony and have it be break this curse.
Okay.
And then you're trying to like tag along because Darius obviously has the weird life magic stuff that he can help with.
Mm-hmm. So is it like, am I rolling and giving him advantage or rolling to lower the DC for him, sort of a thing?
Good question. I think it's you actually doing this, Ari.
Okay.
Right? I
Yeah,
think
I mean, that
Darius
makes
will roll
sense.
first and may
Okay.
possibly give you advantage.
Okay.
Some guidance might help too.
Yeah, sure. If Raya, if you want to give guidance to this, if you're a part of this at all. Be up to you, Ellie.
Yes, I will.
We want this to succeed.
No, I don't want to. I don't feel like it today.
If I was still
Concentrate on other things.
if I was a bard, I would help too, but I can't. So.
And so this is for.
So basically, this is to break the curse on
Okay,
Skitlali
yeah, that's what I thought.
without breaking the blessing on Nahuali. Right? That's your intention?
Yeah.
Right.
So Darius, you're casting ceremony. And obviously Kitlali is here, right? That's what you're doing right now. Like
Okay.
you're
Am
doing
I
this
going to
on
do
her.
ceremony or remove curse?
Oh, yeah, that makes more sense.
Which
Sorry,
one has the better
I was
roll?
thinking like atonement and like stuff like that, but like that remove curse makes more sense.
Well, there is also coming of age.
What's that do?
It's just
Like thematically, it's interesting to do ceremony, but I think it makes more sense to just do a remove curse because that is what this
Okay.
is. Cool. Yep. So I think this is just you doing a persuasion check, Darius, to try to like juice it up with your own magic, right?
okay.
Can Riot guidance both of these?
There's no reason why not.
As long as
Actually,
they're not happening simultaneously.
I think they probably actually are. They'd have to be.
Then I
So-
can only do one of them.
That's what I was wondering.
And I imagine it would probably be Darius because, well, I guess you can give it to either of them. It's up to you, I guess.
Ari has some lucky dice. So that's
Darius
always
has a really good roll, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I don't know what I'm gonna have to roll here.
would give
Depending
it-
on what I'm gonna have to roll will
Yeah.
depend on
Yeah,
like
okay, I'll wait because then Darius is just rolling to see if he's like able to help Ari,
Mhm.
right? And then Ari's is the real roll.
Yes.
Or is it
I'd save it. I'd say save it for the real roll.
Oh
Probably.
yes, I'm saving it for the real roll.
But can we tell a flashback story so I can get advantage?
We flashback from the flashback.
Oh! I know what it would be too.
The Teppen thing?
No,
What?
this is going way back. Toity telling Darius what happened when he first met Kitlali.
Yeah.
Ooh. That's way better than what I was going to do. Yeah.
That's fun. Yeah, so we just
means I can do Toity voice again.
yeah, I mean just go ahead and play out the quick conversation, I guess. It doesn't have to be super long, but
So yeah, Toity walks in. He finds Darius like, Darius, she hates me.
Darius turns to Toity.
Be more
Toity.
specific.
Yeah, I was going to say, Ari or Raya? I mean, I know they both kind of do, but you know, I like you.
Darius, it's Kitlali. I promised her. Dang it, Mom! Now I've lost the Toity voice. Toity
all three of your voices are just blending together at this point.
I can't.
And then suddenly you're just Grunt again.
Oh yeah, she hates me. Dang it! Don't confuse me more, Caleb.
Like an Irishman.
I told her sister I'd help her, but she doesn't even want my help. She doesn't want to see me. She doesn't. And he's just like starts crying a little bit. I don't know what to do.
Toity, have you lost somebody important to you before?
Why do you think I'm here?
We all lost someone important to us.
If there was someone back for me at home, I'd be there. But there's not.
So Darius just says, in the most painful moment, when it felt darkest without that person, could you have been convinced that there is a light?
Yeah, so I say it again.
When
Actually, no, I think I got it now. I got it now. Okay. It just took my brain a while to process this. Get late.
Yeah.
Honestly, no. The day my mother died was the worst day of my life. But now that I see it in hindsight, I wouldn't know you had she not passed. So it can't be all bad. Darius, promise me this. Oh, sorry, were you gonna say something? Go ahead. This is your flashback, but I'm talking more.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Well, I was just gonna say. Darius was just gonna say. Then give it time. Let her have hindsight.
And now the thing I wanted to say, Toity, sending you inspiration from the grave. Darius, if there comes a day where you can help her and I can't, please do it.
Nice. Oh, that gives me the feels.
And that's the entire reason I wanted to be in that flashback.
That was a fun moment.
Oh, that's amazing.
Because that conversation, you had that conversation with Kitlali, and then it never came up again, ever.
Yeah,
right?
because it happened like right at the end of the session.
Yeah.
If I remember right.
Okay, so Toity was a Christian?
Technically, yes.
I think so, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so would Toity have worn, like, I don't know, like a little metal cross or something?
I don't think so.
No.
No? Okay.
He probably, if
then.
anything, would have had something from his mom.
Toity was
Okay.
probably more like a cultural Christian.
Yeah. I was just curious because I just imagine like a scene of like cutting to where the little Toity figurine was, and like I could see Darius making like a little stone cross to put with it, like a little tiny one.
I mean, that would be his
Oh, he's
gravestone,
gonna
right?
show.
Like,
Yeah, exactly.
He didn't have a grave. He didn't have a body.
right.
Toity,
I
no,
know.
but the little Toity figurine
Uh-huh.
that did have a grave.
I think that's what he's saying, right?
Yeah.
Hey, there he is.
Okay.
So yeah,
Do it,
good for
Darius.
inspiration.
Do it for Toity.
Oh yeah, sure, of course.
Cool. So this is persuasion,
With advantage, yep.
and
Oh,
freaking
dang.
kidding me.
Oh my
that's
Double kill?
rough. That's so
Come
rough.
on! I thought that was.
Oh, dang.
That's one step away from being like the worst roll you could have gotten.
Yeah,
that's not great.
I got two.
That's really bad. So
but
obviously Darius can't really help you here, right? He just doesn't know. Like this is
It's
you,
not soul
Ari.
magic.
This is your show,
Yeah.
right? Darius does everything he can, but he doesn't know how to help.
I mean, I've done a little tiny bit with soul magic, just not much.
Exactly. Yeah. Ari
You have-
intuitively understands it.
you have lucky
Somehow.
dice and guidance.
You know, I almost took lucky, but then I decided, nah.
So
I took it because I see it as like Mickey blessing me with like,
from the grave,
okay,
yeah.
from
Or
the grave.
not from. Well, I guess
I mean,
from the
Death.
sky. Yeah.
from the sky. Yeah. Mhm.
From Shadowfell. Ari, do you want to make an argument for me as to what exactly you are rolling here?
Yeah,
What
I'm
do you
trying
think
to
it
figure
is?
out how I can try to make this a survival rule because I have a plus 17 to that.
That's pretty intense.
Wait,
No, I don't think I
missed
can make
that.
it. I don't think I can make it.
Survival, you need to succeed, so that's why it needs to be survival.
No.
I don't think I could make an argument for survival. The one I think I could possibly make an argument for is maybe an insight check.
That's what I was thinking too.
Um,
You're trying to understand the blessing curse thing itself, right?
right.
You're trying to intuitively understand like the people who made it originally and why they did so, and then what happened when Tuhunapu came along and like what his motivations were. You're trying to like look into the tiny threads of magic that are still there, that like with where these people touched it, and trying to unravel their intentions and how you can undo it.
That exactly. Thank you for coming up with my explanation.
No
for me.
problem. I just wanted to hear you say insight because I was thinking that too.
That was the only one that I feel like out of
Yeah.
all my skills I could make an argument
Yep.
for. Out of
I mean, I could
like-
make an argument for survival.
It
but
just wouldn't be a good argument.
No, I feel like I can make a decent argument, just not as good as the insight one.
Yeah, I think we'll do insight.
Okay, so without advantage, guidance.
hmm
Okay,
But lucky is a possibility too. So
right, of course. Okay.
oof, 10.
It's too bad I didn't have advantage.
I assume not lucky.
Roll that lucky.
Yeah. I guess so. Man, I really wish I would have had advantage on that roll. That would have been a good. I mean, it was an 11. That's not
Yeah,
super great, but
you're gonna have to take whatever it is now.
no, I can take whichever one I want with lucky
Okay, so at the very, it's gonna be 10. It's the lowest.
at the lowest. Yeah. Well, and I do
Plus
have
guidance,
guidance
yeah.
too. So
So it doesn't seem like things will go catastrophically wrong.
right.
Guidance.
Guidance.
23.
What a D4?
D4.
Yep.
D4.
Oh my
Nice!
gosh. 27.
Oh yeah, baby!
Ugh.
Wow.
That's
thank
cool.
thank the
Ari,
lamb for
yeah.
lucky.
Ari
That's
does
great.
not need Darius. She is a strong, independent insightful
woman.
woman.
So Ari,
Ugh!
yeah, you understand. So you see back to, this wasn't even intentional, right? This was an accident. This was the gods, like these people, the family line here. this is the descendant of, let's see, who would it be? I guess Xyunomei and whoever
right.
his wife was.
Right.
Like, you don't know. He was probably a human, right? Or not a human, but like a genasi. Like, she was a mortal. But when, like, the children they had, either, I think it must have been after. I'm trying to think of how actually this would work.
Was probably, was it after he became a god?
I don't know. I think it must have been before then. And then whatever happened in making him a god. Oh, you know what? Ari, let's do the thing that we were thinking about doing with
God.
Miggy that one time.
Oh, okay.
And then we were just like, nah, that doesn't happen. I think this is basically what happened, right? On the night that Xyunomei went with his siblings to go kill Atabai, he had sex with his wife, right? As like all right, like in your arms one more time before I might die. And then he became a god, right? And then it was this thing where literally like his children like retroactively then became, as when they were born, were like demigods, right? And so that line continued, and so it was just an accident, right? It was just like a happy accident from what happened with Atabai becoming, or not Atabai, Xyunomei becoming a god, right? And the thing with Tuhunapu, though, is it's all about spite with him, right? He was, I mean, that wasn't his kid, right? His kid didn't become the god of death. His kids ended up becoming gods, but they ended up just like turning against him, right? And becoming good people, like in the end, or at least, you know, good in it. And they weren't evil, at least. And I think the thing you get from this more than anything that actually helps you like understand the curse and how to break it is you realize something about Tuhunapu himself, and you recognize the touch here. So Tuhunapu has been described as a glitch, right? A cosmic glitch in the universe. He was never supposed to be the brother of one Hunapu. There was something that went wrong. Something happened. Tuhunapu wasn't supposed to be here. Everything that he did was like a stepping of someone stepping on a butterfly and destroying, you know, changing the timeline. That everything he did was like that. And I think you realize why. That's because Tuhunapu himself is a devourer. Right? He came from wherever the devourers came, and he has been here behind the scenes trying to make whatever the devourer's ultimate plan is come to reality. Right? And this curse blessing thing is part of it. Right? The curse of this family was part of like the thing he was doing to mess up the future, and make it go to their side. But Ari, you have a chance right now to break it, right? To stop this from happening and maybe reverse it. Maybe there's enough time. What do you say to Kitlali before like you just break the curse?
Great question. You know what's funny is like 3 weeks ago I had this whole thing in my brain, and now it's just like gone.
Because I imagine you did like the cure wounds thing on her, right? Like you just like were healing her, trying to, right?
Right. Probably. I mean, probably like before I do that, like, and like I see like Darius's like thing has failed.
Yeah.
I think I just like look at her.
I think once she realizes that Darius like failed, like she just goes like down, like she's like, nope, it's not gonna work. Like, why was he even hoping? She's very like down right now.
Oh, what if Darius knew that it wasn't gonna work, but he did it to like keep her going because she knew she wouldn't trust Ari?
Well, I think that you're there because she wouldn't have trusted me just to be like, hey, you want me to kill you?
But that's what I'm saying is like Darius would be there, like probably knowing darn well.
Like, there's not necessarily anything I can do, but my presence alone is the thing that's making this possible for her. Yeah.
Right.
But yeah,
I think
in that moment, she like definitely like is like, oh crap, like it didn't work. It's all over.
I mean, let's not go too cheesy into Bible stuff here, but I think like Ari like kind of like kneels down, like looks at her like as she's like looking down, and she just says, "Do you want to get better?"
And she says, I want to be able to fight.
And then I think she like puts her hand like on her knee and
Yeah.
she says, then rise and fight with us.
Cool. Yeah. And her eyes glow white. Like it's like this whole big dramatic thing. And yeah, it seems like not only like does color come back, you know, in the animated version of the show, right? Like it's obviously, you know, there's like a weird kind of like discoloration on her legs or whatever because of this like curse. But now her color comes back, blood is pumping through, muscle forms on her legs, right? And then she stands up. And of course, because it's magic, she knows how to stand up and knows how to walk, right?
Of course.
Instinctively. Yeah, and she
I think she says like in his name, rise and fight. right,
of
something
course.
like that.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. Something
Yeah.
cheesy. Ari's trying real hard.
Iri's trying so hard. And then she like lifts her up like with her hand and just says,
Yeah.
it is done.
And she just breaks down and bawls into your shoulder.
So, and Ari's just like, holy crap, that worked.
Yeah. And the thing I think Keat Lolly says is like after she kind of like cries herself out a bit, she looks at you with like a very serious expression and she just says, let's go find my sister. Right. Like,
We'll bring her back.
I think Darius just like, as that scene is happening, he kind of just like turns away to himself and he just goes, yes, like with the knee and everything.
Yeah. That's my
And
girl.
which, like he probably tries. Actually, he probably tries to do it and then realizes he can't do that with
In the armor.
very well.
Yeah.
Like,
Cool. So Ari and Darius, go ahead and charge advantage. Or not charge inspiration. And just for that, you know, for the flashback scene itself. Right. And so, I mean, you did it, right? So what's the plan then? Are you going back to Nelqui City to take them? Or are you going to
I don't know. Like, I'm trying to think like what would be more convincing. Here's my thing. I think even though, yes, it would take an extra trip to take her, I think getting the sister to actually come with us will be more effective if we show, hey, the curse is broken.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
your sister's here. Like, let's go.
So maybe you
Let's
just take
do this.
Keat-Lally. Like, you don't necessarily need to take everybody.
Right, but it's just going to take an extra teleportation
Yes.
trip is
Yeah,
all
yeah.
I'm saying.
Yes,
But,
for sure. Yeah, of course.
yeah.
Cool.
Either way. So, I don't know.
I mean,
just my
we
thoughts.
know
Mhm.
what's his name can teleport lots of people. We could just go to him and
Well, you're going to use him. I mean, I assume that is still the plan, right? And so you're going to go to Lucian or message Lucian and be like, all right, guys, like, I need you to come here and teleport our army, right?
So I think here's the plan, right? Let's go get Nahuatl. Let's we're gonna teleport,
Yeah.
go get the sister,
Mhm.
go get the other sister, teleport back to Navarro's camp, give them an item from like, I think the goal, right, is that we're gonna like go to all of our allies, give them something,
Yeah.
And then
so
have
they
them-
can all teleport to the place.
Yeah.
right?
That's probably a good plan. Yeah. Sounds good. I mean, obviously we're going to have to play out the Nahuatl stuff, but I think the rest of it, like the actual teleporting to each person, that can be done like just
I'm
by saying it.
guessing the
That
only
could
thing
be
that would have to be
arranged.
done is Ari would have to roll some
Charges and whatnot, yeah.
charges to see how long it would take.
Yeah, but obviously that's after the Nahuatl stuff happens. So cool. So I think next session it's go get Nahuatl and then begin the dominoes falling, right? Sounds good. Awesome.
Adeline's definitely gonna want to join in on the.
I mean,
at
she
least
is.
killing Knock Knight.
No, I mean, in theory, the whole army's going to be there. Yeah.
Mhm.
Cool. Awesome. Let's do goals and get out of here. Good session. I've known that that's been happening, the stuff with X and her stuff, like since the beginning of the campaign. It was fun to actually drop that reveal.
My goals really didn't happen this session, but we didn't do much besides talk to her.
You just basically talked to her, yeah.
But get Seven Serpents on her. I'm assuming Michael first.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, sorry. Get Seven Serpents on our side. I think it's safe to say we succeeded.
I think that is safe.
And that is 9, and I think that's it because we're planning on killing the other 2.
Exactly, yeah. So you've recruited all the 7 serpents you can.
Mm-hmm. Then there's get Teppan out of my ring. Didn't happen at all.
Didn't happen at all, yeah.
We could have technically had...
We can do flashbacks next time.
Flashback, but I think we said that last time
honestly,
too.
I think next session should be the Nahuatl stuff, and then any other loose ends we need to tie up before the actual final battle happens. So we can do those sorts of scenes then, right? So.
Get another group of Tabaxi to join.
And then it's just going to be like, all right, the dominoes begin falling, and we'll just see how many sessions it takes to play it all out, right?
Then it's just going to be like, can we plan for a random day to do an all-day session of
right. Yeah.
battle?
Yep.
Okay.
I mean,
Just have to play like all day on a Saturday.
Right. Yeah. I'm down. I can do it.
If we can plan for a Saturday in May, I can make that happen.
Yeah.
As long as it's not the first Saturday.
Yep.
It would definitely be in bank because we still have a couple more sessions to get through before we get to the finale. So.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Cool.
As long as it's not the 22nd time free.
Sounds good. So basically just give the 7 serpents on our side.
Yep, but that's completed now. So
it is completed. Yes, that's a lot. So 9 altogether, you said?
I think it's somewhere around there.
Sounds good. Obviously, you worked on the party goal. What level are you?
I am level. I almost said 26. 16.
You are not level 26, Seth. All right, so you get 1,600, and then you get 15,000 XP.
Ooh. That might have leveled me.
So this is why I don't change my goals, because I would have gotten some XP, but I didn't. So I worked on killing Maziel because we're really ramping up to it, and I made sure to push that we have to kill him.
Yep.
Didn't do anything with the orb.
Yeah, we'll do that next time, I think. I have a really fun scene plan.
I took away gather allies, which we did.
Oof.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I always get punished whenever I change my goals.
Not intentionally, I'm sorry.
But I always do. And then protect the party. I don't really think.
I mean, do people need to go like immediately? Or could we do the scene with Raya and the orb thing?
I'm fine. Do it.
Yeah, we can do it real quick.
Yeah. Because, I mean, it's not going to take super long, and I think that's a fun thing I want to do. So let's do it.
Okay.
So, Ryak, you meet with Keezing in Milky City, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I've been thinking since you brought me back, and, well, things have changed so much since you were in the Burning Sanctum, and, well, I think that there's something that I can teach you. I think you're ready for it. Raya, I'm going to show you how to call upon all of the Guardians. All at once.
Ooh.
Raya's eyes just get really wide.
Yeah, and basically he describes to you like this is like the avatar state for the orb guardian, for the guardian, right? This is like you channel all of them at once and become like an avatar of death or whatever, you know. But basically he's like, this is going to take a ridiculous amount of mental will, like of mental fortitude, like to master. And basically I think he runs you through like basically the chakra sequence from Avatar, right? Like that sort of thing where he's like, you need to clear your mind of this, you need to focus on this, you need to like, and he just brings you through all these like mental and spiritual exercises to get you ready to like be filled with the minds of all of the Guardians. So I think this is a wisdom check.
A wisdom check.
I think so. I don't think it's a save. It's like you're working on it, right? You're doing something actively with your will. You're pushing against something. I'm trying to think, what are the will like skills? Or no, wisdom, sorry. You could do an insight check. I could see that working, right?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Right, because this is you like getting in tune with yourself, right? Yeah. You have to understand yourself to be able to like, open yourself up to
Yes,
whatever this
yes.
is.
Definitely. Am I allowed to guide myself?
Yeah, sure.
Perfect. Okay, here we go. That was not great.
16 is not super great. Yeah.
18.
18 is not super great either. I mean, this is like incredibly difficult.
My mind does not explode immediately.
No, it doesn't. But like, you obviously can't do it yet. So he's
Oh.
like, yeah, you're not ready. And he's like, what is it, child, that you're not letting go of?
I kind of have a lot on my mind right now.
Yes, I can tell that. Raya, let's talk. What?
How you doing?
I'm trying to think of how he would like, what a question exactly he would ask to like begin this off. He would be like, who are you, Raya Olufemi?
And Raya honestly has to think about that because she's
Mhm.
like, well, I'm not part of my family.
Yeah.
I'm not at all who I was before. And now I feel like I'm just kind of this orb, but it's not exactly who she wants to be.
Yeah.
And
And
I guess
honestly, I mean, you might be scared about this because from what the sounds of this is, it's like this has been what Raya has been becoming, right? She has been becoming the mission. And honestly, it sounds like what this is like the ultimate becoming the mission. Like you will lose yourself if you do this.
And I guess Raya would just kind of look at him and go, I am who this has made me be, and like holds up the orb and
Yeah.
just kind of says like, I am destined to do something, whether it's save the world or watch it end.
And that's it. That's everything. You are the orb.
I don't know who else I am at this point.
Yeah, and he shakes his head and says, that's the problem. Raya, each of the Guardians has a distinct personality, has a distinct themness, a uniqueness that is all our own. You cannot become them. That is not what this is. This is you joining together with them to accomplish something great. You are not negating yourself. You do not need to negate yourself. You are Raya Olufemi, 374th Guardian of the Orb, and yes, you are destined to save the world. But that does not mean you are a mission. That does not mean that you are a task. You are a person. You are a person who is joining together with countless other persons to do something great. And that greatness can only be accomplished by not... And he kind of just chuckles to himself and he says, some people think that self-deprecation is humility. It's not true. Self-deprecation is simply another form of selfishness. Look at how distraught I am. Look at my lot in life. I am the mission, and I am nothing else. Raya, don't do that to yourself. Don't be the person who is not a person. Don't try to negate yourself so that the universe will feel bad for you. What is it that will bring you back? What is the thing that you want most in life, Raya? The thing that you, Raya, want. If this orb disappeared right now, what would you do? If the world was saved right now, what would you do?
Great question.
Yep, we've come right up against right. Yeah, we've come up right against Raya's dilemma right now.
I mean, in a normal world that worked normally and not with cycles, she'd try and save Sabu somehow and bring him back.
Did you say that?
Yeah. Like if magic worked the way I originally thought it did, I'd try and bring Sabu back. Not the one who's here now, but my Sabu.
Yeah. And he looks at you and he says, then do this for that. You do realize what will happen if this all ends in the way that we want. The cycles aren't what's meant to be. This isn't what it should be. Maybe, just maybe, if you win, you can bring him back. Fight for that, Raya Olafemi. Fight with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your strength towards that end. And the Guardians will be behind you. Now, does Raya feel that?
Raya just is like, has glistening eyes, but is like refusing to cry. She's just like,
Oh, yeah, okay.
yeah.
All right. So, you're not making another insight roll, but you're making another roll. Let's find out what it is.
What is will?
I mean, that would be like,
will be
it's
considered?
wisdom. It's the issue is like, it's not like a wisdom. I don't know. Like it would be either it's not a wisdom save, unless.
Well, I would think it would be a wisdom save.
Well, no.
'cause
So
it's
right,
like-
it would be a wisdom save if Raya just said, "Screw it, I'm doing it right now." Right? It's just I'm just gonna try it, and just power through it.
I don't know if Raya would do that right now.
Yeah, I figure she wouldn't.
She's got too many emotions after being like, I'm nothing, and then it's like, wait, I could have Sabu back. Just kidding. I am me. I want Sabu.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I feel like
Persuasion?
that's what I'm thinking.
That's fine, because
Right?
if it's not insight, persuasion's my next best.
Yeah, I feel like it's persuasion, right? It's you have to convince yourself this is possible, right? You have to convince yourself to believe again, basically.
Oh yeah. Poor Raya. Okay, can I guide myself again?
Yes.
Okay.
Should get inspiration for all this stuff too.
Sure. Go ahead.
Okay. Advantage.
It was a fun conversation.
Ooh, didn't
26.
need it.
Go ahead and roll that die. Oh, 27.
Come
So-
on, that's what it would have been a 27 if I had rolled a natural 20. That's the highest I could
Oh,
have
really?
gotten. Yeah, my persuasion is +7. So that's
Right.
why I'm like, a 27 is the max I could have gotten naturally.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, this is still really difficult, right? Like, it obviously was really difficult. And so if you had gotten a higher roll on your insight, like beyond 27, obviously
Yeah.
you have more control with this. But
Yeah.
I think you can do it, right? Now, I think you clear your mind enough, you find your personality again. You align your mind to like, this is my goal. I don't just have a mission. This is what I want. And enough that you know that you could do it, but you don't know how well it would work. Like there's going to be a wisdom save when you actually attempt it. Would Raya try it right now? Or would you just like try right now and in a space where like maybe someone could help her if something goes wrong? Or would she just wait?
Does it seem like the kind of thing of like practice makes perfect? Like if I try it once, it would be easier. It would probably be the same amount of difficult.
You don't know. And Kizine doesn't either. This has only really happened like once or twice in the history of the Guardians.
Look, I feel like this is kind of a big thing that should only be done in a
At a
big-
climactic moment.
Yeah.
Near Darius.
I was about to say, particularly when I'm, like 5 to 10 feet from Dorian.
Nice. So this is what I'm gonna, Emily. In between now and next time we play, I want to
Work.
No, I'm gonna. I guess homework. I'm gonna send you a doc. It's a doc filled with epic boons. And I want you to pick 3 of them that you will maybe. I'm gonna look at the list again. And like see what they are again, because I pick some number of them to be like, this is Raya's power up form, right? This is what she gets when she powers up. Obviously you still have all of the normal like abilities you've already unlocked with the Guardians. And honestly, I think the other fun thing about doing the Avatar State Guardian mode, right, is for you get to do all of them without any time limitations. So when you're in that state, all of those spells that you have from those things are just unlimited. You can spam them, right?
Incinerate.
Yeah, exactly.
Incinerate.
True resurrection, right?
As I say, resurrection.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
I'm fine with that.
Oh,
I'm
you
done
killed
with
Darius?
healing. I want
Here's
to
another-
fight.
I hope you're not done with healing. You should have that mega healing spell that can heal everybody like 700 hit points.
That
or whatever.
literally would
No.
be insane.
Look,
like we're in the
look,
middle
not
of the
even
final
gonna-
battle. She succeeds
even
on
gonna
this wisdom
prep it
save.
from
Somebody
the
just
final
died, and she's
And
just
you
like,
just insta
nope.
resurrects them. Yeah, exactly.
No. I'm not even going to prep any healing spells for the last battle. I'm only fighting. This is a fight.
Okay. Interesting tactic there.
I'm tired of being the support player. Even
Oh,
though I'm
guys,
And we
I
get a
know what-
TPK at the end of
I
the
know
game.
what class I'm going to be playing next campaign.
Yep.
We actually probably do need a cleric in the next one, though. To be honest.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a druid, so
Well, that has healing spells, or at least it can.
not a healer though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a barbarian.
Barbarian. So excited for the barbarian.
Okay, cool. Well, now I worked on perfecting the orb stuff.
Yep. So you've worked on 4, right?
Yeah.
What level are you?
17.
17. You get 8,000 XP. All right, Ari.
Okay. I worked on protecting those I love.
Mhm.
Guys worth following. I will fulfill my destiny to stop the skirt.
Yep.
I will fight against my natural instincts to be selfish. Worked
Yeah.
on all 3.
I think you did, yeah. And then 4 with the party goal. So what level are you as well?
17.
You're 17 as well? Okay. You also get 8,000.
Did you level up?
Hold on, let's see.
Because I know I'm like one session away if I do really good stuff, and I think you're ahead of me. So I feel like you probably
Okay, hold
leveled
on,
up.
let's see.
265 is level up.
No, barely. I'm at like, wait, 265? Yeah, no, I'm like 2,000 away, basically.
Nice.
Okay, that's. I was like, I know you're ahead of me by like a session, and I'm 255, 754. So
So close.
Nice.
So close.
And Jordan. There he is.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to message you something because I'm curious.
Mm-hmm. Secret message.
Ruda, Facebook.
Yeah, yes, for sure. Obviously. Duh.
Sweet.
That's cool.
Sweet. Yes. Okay. So, number 1. Track down and save Blessed Sister. I didn't do anything with that this
Yeah.
session.
No, you did. Well, you worked towards trying to help Keetlolly, which is also related to that, because like getting Keetlolly to go with you is important, right?
Okay. 2, help Cursed Sister to be free of curse. I failed.
But you still worked on it, right?
Yeah.
And you worked on your secret goal. So What level are you?
I am finally level 16.
Nice. All right, level 16. You worked on all your goals, so you get 6,400.
6,400?
Yeah. Cool. That's been episode 69 of Terra Nullius. Do you guys do anything more with Tohiel? Do you talk to him at all, or you just ignore him? Just pretend he doesn't exist?
Why would we want to talk to him?
I mean, he seems like he's rather busy, so we wouldn't interrupt.
Okay, sounds good.
I mean, he's technically an ally now because he's with
I
her,
mean, he's
right?
busy. He's too busy having sex. He's not gonna help you unless you go talk to him. But I'm just curious if that is something you might do in the future.
Maybe.
I mean, like
The only thing I could see that him being useful for is if he could like upgrade Darius's armor again.
He
That's,
could
like, the only-
maybe do that. And also, one thing that you guys remember is in the Burning Sanctum, remember, he had a bunch of clay golems that he had under his command.
Right,
If you're-
that guy.
If you're going back there, they might still be there. And maybe he could like get them again.
Wait a second. Were those the same clay golems that
Mm-hmm.
I still have one of those rings?
Mm-hmm. Oh no! That's not the same thing. No, you're not thinking of the same thing.
Okay.
It was the clay golem that Toiti used the Rod of Rulership to use Hellcat magic to control.
Okay, that's how that's. No,
So,
I.
You were thinking of the Death Giants thing that had the helmets, right?
Oh, those were just helmets, but
Yeah.
I thought they were like clay helmets.
No,
I
they were
wasn't
bone.
sure. Okay.
Yeah.
It's been a while, and it's
But
like
yeah,
almost.
that's something.
11.
Yeah, I know. That's something to keep in mind for next session. You might, that if you wanted to recruit Tohiel to the cause, that might be something you want to do. But think about it, and we'll do next session. Next 2 weeks, we're gonna be doing some Monster Hearts, which should be fun. I'm gonna prep some stuff for the next 2 weeks. Some fun wacky things to happen with teenage monsters. But then after that, we'll be back with Terra Nullius, and we will see this game out to its conclusion. Very excited about the ending of this campaign. I think that's it from us here at Terra Nullius LLC. We're out. Adios.